You were designed to prosper and serve others at the highest level. But when we are not operating out of our fullness, it becomes revealed to ourselves and to other people. It's like trying to squeeze toothpaste out of an empty tube or trying to draw water from an empty well. It's frustrating and it's an unfulfilling experience. So I'm going to give you the blueprint to prosper so that you may be like a tree that's planted by the water that bears its fruit in season and shall not wither. Now, this blueprint that I'm about to give you is the one that God gave to Adam and Eve. And the good news is that it still works. And how do I know that? Because before God gave it to them, he blessed them for the purpose of fulfilling this blueprint. So let's get into it. In Genesis 1:28, it says, "And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moves upon the earth." So before God gives them any instructions, the very first thing he does is he blesses them. So this circle represents the blessing. Now, inside of the blessing, the first thing that he tells them is to be fruitful. Well, how do you become anything? Well, you have to develop. A child becomes an adult by developing. A caterpillar becomes a butterfly by developing into it. And so you have to develop character. How do you know if someone is honest or dishonest? The answer is their character reveals itself over time. And just like a tree and the condition of that tree's health is revealed by its fruit, whether it's good or bad, so does our character reveal the condition of our heart. So it's imperative that we develop our character so that we be a blessing and not a curse to other people. The next part of God's instruction says, "And multiply and replenish the earth." See, growing up, I had a coach that used to say, don't allow your talent to take you somewhere where your character can't keep you. Well, what does this have to do with each other? Well, he's telling you to expand your capacity, but you have to have the character necessary to expand your capacity. In addition to that, it's important for you to know that it's impossible for you to know the heights of your talents, your abilities, and your skills if you don't practice them. So how do you know what your capacity is if you're not operating in it? How are you going to expand your territory and multiply and replenish if you don't even know what your capacity is? And so in order to know your capacity, you actually have to practice. You have to expand that capacity. So the next part of this blueprint is to tap the like button so this video can spread to other people. Okay, so the next thing he says is to have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over everything that moves upon the earth. Having dominion is managing the abundance. See, Jesus told a story about a guy who stored up his wealth, was happy, and he had a party. But shortly after, he died. He got comfortable. He didn't realize that he was ignoring his responsibility to be fruitful. Because he wasn't responsible, all that stuff that he stored up went to someone else. See, this blueprint is not linear. It's a cycle. And in order to prosper, it's an exponential graph. It's not linear, meaning that over time, you're going to be able to manage more and do more. And this blueprint to prosper is a lifelong process because you're always going to be developing your character and expanding your capacity and managing your abundance. It's not a one-time thing, which is good news because that means that your possibilities are limitless. But how do you really begin to do these things? Well, if you haven't already, you want to subscribe because I'm about to give you another video right here that's going to help you get started.